Hi, this is Kimblissimo. Welcome to Pajamas and Pancakes. This morning, I kind of woke up and I really did not have anything planned. So today, the simplest thing we're going to do is omelets. And so I just started to wash my eggs. And good morning, everyone. Can you feel how today feels so much more energy? It's so much more energized. I wash my eggs because that way, they get salmonella and the eggs can be contaminated. So I always wash my eggs before I start to break them. Good morning. And I'm going to try and see because it's so far for me to see, so comment. So thanks for joining. This morning we're going to make some omelets and it's kind of winging it this morning because I went to a comedy club last night. It was so much fun. And here's my chef hat, my crown, owning my crown. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But this is our queendom, our kingdom, and what we prepare in it, what we decide we're going to do in it, is what we're going to create together. And thank you guys so much for your comments. Jenny, a shout out to you. Because from doing the steps we were doing the other day, I got my shoes on. She inspired me. She said that she actually stepped 12,000 in a day, which is amazing because all she said she was doing was things around the house and going outside, to take the garbage out 3 times. Just basic little things that we would do that we wouldn't even think of. And then she got to 12,000 steps. So that is great. A big shout out to you and all the feedback. So for the omelets, since we're gonna make omelets this morning, what I do is wash the eggs first. That way, there's no cross-contamination. I always keep the eggs in a separate bowl and whisk vigorously. Now, I'm not a cook because look at my cooking utensils. It's kind of like, I'm not sure what happened to that. That's pretty vigorously whisking. And now I add a little bit of water to my eggs just to fluff them up. Just a little bit of water. And this way when it's like we can jog. Maybe this is a good running sound, this is really fast running. There we go. There's about 20 more steps right there. So once we get our eggs done, what I like to do, set those aside just for a moment. And this morning, we're gonna have 2 peppers in our omelets. And this is the red, this is the yellow. Usually I have a green, but today what we're doing is just kind of taking what's in the refrigerator and just going with it. So we are going to dethrone this crown of this red pepper and this yellow pepper. My kids are waking up kind of late this morning too. I think after that week or the week school begins, kind of starts to set in. Okay. And then you're going to hear background noises because they're getting rallied this morning to get up. So take the seeds out, kind of wash the seeds out. So I'm so glad you can join me. I appreciate Ariel. Look at this. She sent me granola, homemade granola. And this is grain-free, keto-free, because I'm more grain-free, gluten-free. And as you can see, I'm cooking for my family, so we're all on different kind of diets and health regimes. But I had some of this last night. It's fantastic. It's fabulous. So thank you for sharing. When we connect and co-create, look what happens. I got some granola in the mail yesterday, and it tastes so good. I can't wait for you to try it, on yogurt. She makes amazing products. So thank you for sending me that, and that totally inspired me. Inspired me to, come up with new ideas because especially for, grain-free, gluten-free, it's kind of hard to think of things, and there's some amazing products. So on the omelet, I I like to cut my omelet and my peppers kind of thin and just chop them really thin. And as you can tell, I'm kind of, I don't think I have the chef's chop down. I'm not a professional chef. So, and the reason why I'm owning my crown today, and this is just a thought for you today, what are you connected to? And when we're connected, you know, when we're connected to the sun, like the plants are connected to the sun, they start to grow, they start to thrive. But it was interesting, yesterday I met a friend down at the comedy club, and he said he was going on and he was sharing his jokes with someone, and he was saying that, you know, the person was telling him, no, you shouldn't do that, no, that's a bad joke, no, no, no. And you know, how many people tell you no during the day? How many ideas do you have, and maybe you share it with a friend, that's a bad idea, or, you know, it's got to be perfect. Well, this perfect thing, as you can tell, I'm not perfect here, and I'm just doing it. I'm just having fun. And I think the fun thing is just asking you guys what you like to make, what you like to cook, what you like to do, and sharing with me, because then we can create things together. So he was telling me that he was getting all these no's, and this is right before he's ready to go on to comedy. And, you know, and what's funny is it's like, you know, I said, well, that guy had a bad day. And so when people usually have a bad day, what they'll do is they'll start saying no to you. They'll start putting you down in subtle ways. And it's very interesting because when you get maybe, you know, 3 put downs, your energy starts to drop. You know, you start to doubt yourself. You start to, you know, become depressed. And then all of a sudden that other person gets a lot of energy. That other person becomes alive because, you know, they're probably unconscious of it. You know, you have a bad day. And when you're unconscious of it, you need energy, especially if you're not connected. So what is, you know, my chef's hat is a crown, and that is to remind us, to remind myself, you know, but I would love to hear your feedback of, you know, when you own your crown, it means you are connected. You are connected to the light, you are connected to the sun, you are not connected to anyone else. I mean, of course we are connected to other people, but when people, you know, get a flu or a contagion of bad energy, they're going to want to dump it right in your space, and they're going to want to take your crown. And so in these instances, you know, it's great to remember. It's like, here, look at the crowns of the peppers. You know, they were connected. Look at, they were connected to something. So it is great to remember in these instances that to own your crown, to always keep your crown on. So when people are dissing you, you can say, I am connected. I've got a crown on my head. I am connected above. I am connected to source, to the light. And that way you won't lose your space, and you can be in your own queendom, in your own kingdom, running your steps. Run away from that situation. So we're going to do peppers and just a little bit of cheese. This is a simple omelet. My son doesn't like too much in an omelet. Now we're going to do 2 pans, and one we're going to first saute the vegetables. Let me get those. Another pan. And let's see if you can see. I don't know how the camera angle is. So we're going to just kind of do a medium heat. Now, my favorite butter, I think I've told you this, is Kerrygold Irish butter. You can get this. I've seen it at Long. Sometimes I see it at Safeway. So this is incredible butter. You're not going to want any other butter after you use Kerrygold. And you can tell the freshness in it. So I'm just going to saute these peppers. And then once these are sauteed, actually then I will start the eggs. There we go. And we're going to make some toast this morning too, because this is a winging it day. A lot of times, you know, especially after I've gone shopping, maybe that second day, third day, what I'll do is see what's in the refrigerator and hodgepodge. Those are my meals, hodgepodge. And Now, as far as our regime, we've got our water. I am drinking water. You know, it's so funny because after doing all this cooking, I find like I'll leave some for my friend. She goes to work out. Yesterday, I left the pancakes, some bacon for her. I left it right back here. She said that pizza was the best pizza she ever had, which was amazing. But I left the pancakes back here with the bacon, and I'm like, wow, you sure ate everything. She said, no, I came by, but you know, it was all gone. And I'm going to turn this down a little bit. And so it turns out, I'm thinking, that's so strange. I wonder who ate it. So my dog must have eaten it. So it was way back here. And I don't know how my dog got it because, so I'm going to put a camera up. I'm going to videotape him and see how he got that. So he's, you know, he's really kind of getting, he's not plump because I take him out for a walk, but let's just increase the heat. And so if you, hey, thanks for joining. We're making omelets this morning. We're talking about, you know, how to own our crown, and we were talking about when people start putting you down, how to, you know, remain in your crown, not connect to them. You know, the tendency to, what to do is to fight back. The tendency is to defend yourself or respond. And in those moments, if we could just remember, tell me what kind of crown you're going to wear today. Tell me, you know, what kind of crown? What color is your crown? How are you going to be connected? What are you connected to? And if somebody does get around you, off with their head. We don't really want to say off with our head, but more, we're going to connect up. Otherwise, we're going to lose our crown. They pass on, you know, their hot potato to us. And so here we go. You know, I would have onions, but this morning my son does not want onions. He's going to school. And, you know, I also wanted to share too, you know, if your stomach, like today my stomach feels a little off. And this is a little trick that I do. So here's fresh pickles, and they're whole kosher pickles. So in the water, just a little bit of water, pickle juice water. I'm drinking pickle juice water. It's full of probiotics. And so cheers to, you know, getting that stomach, getting good probiotics. There's a lot of probiotics out there that I wouldn't even use because, you know, some of them, they just don't have the right type of probiotics. So you got to really know which probiotics. I can tell you later if you're interested in which ones that I use. So this is pickle juice. It's really good. Taste some. Let me know what you think when you taste your pickle juice. So here we are, jogging in place. I was saying that one of my clients, or, you know, somebody, actually not a client, but just somebody on the call, is doing 12,000 steps just around the house. And I go on long walks, and I'm still not at 10,000. I still can't believe that. Maybe my phone is off or something. Okay, so we got this. We got the peppers, golden, and these have a lot of vitamins in it too. Sometimes they're hard for certain people to digest, and but I'm just going to let that cook. I'm going to put that on the back burner, and I'm going to start the eggs, and then I'm going to also put that granola, the grain-free keto granola that Ariel made. Thank you so much for sending me food. That's amazing. Hey, that's great. Maybe then I don't have to cook. And so I put a little butter in the pan. What I also do too is put a little oil in the pan. As you can tell, I'm not so organized this morning, so I gotta go over here and get my oil. And then I would love to share, you know, here I'm cooking for my kids all the time, but I would like to share how I cook for myself. How many of you make different meals for different people in your family? Like your kids, you're making one thing, and then for yourself, you're on a totally different plan. But you know, food and our relationship with food is so important. I know one other comment was, you know, what's this about the moon water, the moon talk, and it's kind of hippy-dippy, but you know, I have a lot of farmers that are clients. And when you think about it, my grandmother really influenced me. And she had a beautiful garden. And in her garden, she grew everything. She canned everything. And it was just that connection that we had with nature. And when you think about it, you know, when the moon, we're so affected by the moons. We plant our seeds based on the moons. We cut the grass. We trim things. So actually, my grandmother was a Rosie the Riveter. She wasn't some hippy-dippy. So, and it's taken like 2 generations, and now we're calling it hippie. When, you know, being connected to the moon, being connected to nature, there's my dog. My dog goes out every morning because literally, like, my lawn gets filled with crows. Okay, so we're going to get the eggs that we whipped, and what we're going to do is the pan, it's heated maybe 3 minutes. We're just going to let that kind of sit. My dog goes out and chases the crows on the lawn. And they love him. They tease him. He thinks he's really doing a good job keeping the crows away. But yes, so as far as gardening, you know, connecting this is farm stuff. And I support the farmers. And we have to support our soil and replenish it. And so, you know, a lot of the things that I talked about are actually just connected to nature, and we've just lost that connection. So I would love to hear how you're connecting to nature, or just things of where we're connected to our food, where we are more involved in that process of, you know, like buying our food and, you know, from farmers or from, like, there's some great, like in Civic Center here in San Rafael, an amazing farmers market. Right down the street from me, there's a small farmers market at CVS, which is great. So these farmers, you know, work really hard they put their love in the food. And, you know, it's kind of like permaculture and pioneers, all of these things. These aren't hippy-dippy, but, you know, let's support them. Let's, you know, go back to these whole foods. Because when you read what's in the packages, okay, look at the egg. It still needs to cook a little bit more. You know, I don't really even have the right pans for cooking. I need kind of more. I was saying, here's my utensil, here's my whisk. I'm not sure how that happened. And I'm drinking my pickle juice, doing my steps, and I'm going to actually, here we go. It still needs to be a little more. And, you know, my one son does love bacon. So this morning I totally forgot to put it in the pan. Here's what I'm going to do. This is a good trick, if I can find it. Let's see. I guess I can't. Well, he's not going to get bacon here. I have a little tray that goes in the microwave, and it actually works out great. So these are done. These look fantastic. And this still, you want your omelet, if you can see, I know the camera's kind of far away, but on this side, it's really ready. On this side, on the other side, it's still, you know, there's a tilt in my floor, so it's thicker on that side. So I'm just going to move this to the side. And let's see. Hopefully my kids are rolling. I've got their lunches made. And while that is still cooking, I am just going to do a smoothie. And today I'm going to do a pea protein smoothie. It is an organic pea protein, and it's Designs for Health. It's vanilla. It's awesome. And I'm just going to put a little water. And my water's filtered. Put a little water. I'd love to hear what you guys do for a smoothie too. I like using the wild blueberries. Wild blueberries are so good. Okay, and then I'm just going to add some greens, a few little greens. These are already prepped, so I don't even need to prep it. How's my eggs doing? This is okay. Slowly, I'm going to just kind of move it around a little bit. There we go. Look at how good that looks. And now what I'm going to do is, on one side, I'm going to see if you can see this. Okay. I'm going to put the peppers. That smells so good. On the other side, I am going to put cheese. And you know, if I were doing it for myself, I wouldn't put so much cheese. And we'll see how this comes out. Can you see that? Looks good. Now, in the egg thing, I usually put salt and pepper when I whisk it. And let's see how this will. It's pretty much almost done here. Now I'm gonna put the protein powder in. Let that cook just a minute. I'll put the lid on. Okay. Here we go. This is looking good. Now you can tell by the edges that this is done. Hey, Dexter. Yeah, this looks good. So here we go. Now I made a pretty big omelet. That way, you get your nose out of there. You go. You're in trouble. I'm gonna bust you on the film. Since some of you are just joining. Okay, so there we go. Now I didn't flip it. I'm gonna just kind of flip it. I think I need work on the flipping. There we go. How does that look? Now this is a big omelet. So what I'm gonna do is, my one son does not eat eggs, but we'll see if my friend comes by and we'll see if there's any food left for her, unless Dexter gets it. I'm gonna cut that in half. Let me get another plate. There we go. Doesn't that look great? An omelet. Get some salt and pepper. Let my son put his own salt and pepper on it. I can't believe it. Look at how good this turned out. All right, breakfast is ready. There's your omelet, boy. And put this one. Now I'm going to do the drink. All right. Okay, so that's just a really simple drink. Oh, you know what I forgot to put in it? See, this morning, I got to bed really late last night. I forgot to, he likes a banana in it. So, send me pictures of your breakfast. I would love to see what they look like. And I would love to see your crowns, or what kind of crown you're gonna have. So that way, if anyone has any funky energy, you're connected. You're owning it. I don't know if you can see this here, this blender right here. Yeah. So there we go. And a great thing that I love in comedy and improv is they always say yes and. And what yes and is, let me get a glass first. Yes and means that, hey, I think I'm gonna cook something today. And then, you know, Ariel says, hey, yeah, and I got this granola smells so good. Grain-free, keto-free. She made this and sent it in a box that is so sweet. Let me just dump it out in a bowl. Let me get a bowl. I'll just get one of these bowls. And she said, hey, yeah, and I can make some granola. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. Grain-free. Now, what does it have in it? Let's see. I got to put my glasses on. It is made of like raw sprouted pumpkins, sunflower seeds, coconut, almonds, walnuts, hemp seeds, chia seeds, egg whites, vanilla. Incredible. And so yes and means, you know, it's great. Yes and means that it's like if we're playing together. Hey, look at that pink dinosaur. And you say, yeah, look at that gold dinosaur. We say yes. It's an invitation to play. And that's what we're doing here cooking. We're playing. We're not being perfect. We're not trying to be perfect. I'm a mom and you're mothers and fathers. And we're just trying to make the breakfast in the morning. and you know what? It's an invitation to be in relationship and to play and to say, hey, yeah, let's do that. And see what else we can create together, because I'm telling you, the biggest creations are when we get ideas and we share them. And so, cheers. Really good. That tastes so good. I'm not sure, you know, it is that protein powder. A lot of protein powders, I can't digest. They just, I don't know, they leave me with an aftertaste, but that vanilla, just in case you weren't here, vanilla organic pure pea, so good. And so, hey you guys, breakfast is ready. And I want to ask you too, hold on, let me just put this here. Now what I'm going to put in this is for me. This is mine. This is like my diet. I'm going to put some organic coconut milk, a little almond milk, and I'll get that. So, you know, I love your feedback. People have been giving me great ideas, and you know, I'm trying to technically kind of get there. So here's a little half and half coconut milk, almond milk. I'm just going to put some in here in this granola, grain-free granola, and have a little taste. Yesterday, I have to say, I stayed in my pajamas most of the day, and the day before, I stayed in my pajamas. And then I didn't realize, you know, I didn't eat till 12. Here I'm making breakfast in the morning here, and I'm sure you as mothers and fathers, because I know a lot of dads are home, that we're taking care of everyone and we don't take care of ourselves. Even the dog, like, got fed. He got fed and then he, you know, ate the food. So today I'm gonna treat myself. Oh my gosh, grain-free, ketone-free. This means you're not getting carbs. This is incredible, so good. Check her out, Ariel and Draken. She's on Facebook and Instagram. Please subscribe to me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I'm putting in to get my book published and need to expand my network, so I'm just reaching out, sending the love. Let me know if I can follow you. That way we can, yes and. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, I'm doing this. Hey, great, and let's do this. So let me know what yes ands you had going today. And if somebody tried to dethrone you or decapitate you with their funky energy, you know, what, if you remembered your crown? And what are you connected to? Are you connected to them? Even with people we love or people around us, we can get dethroned. So, power's in the heart, and Thanks for joining me for pajamas and breakfast. And let me see a picture of your pajamas. I love pajamas. I could always stay in pajamas. Thanks for joining. See you tomorrow.